gonna have to leave it. All right, let me get my main man D, the Godfather Jefferson, up in here, man. Let me go send this to him. Let me just find that email. I send it my man Basketball with Lewis. I forgot to notify D on this, man. It's like with work, like the days have been so busy now. It's crazy, but don't worry, man. Like I said, once I get everything settled in, man, we're gonna be on and cooking again. So no doubt about it. So let me just I'm just waiting right here to. Why is this taking so long to load? I'm waiting. Let me just click on compose real quick. Man, this is taking a while. Don't know why it's taking this long to load. This should be Gucci. Here we go. Alrighty, so now I should be all set. Shout out to Sly in the building. Appreciate you as well, guys. Make sure to like the video as you guys come in. Yeah, for sure. For sure. He could have definitely got something better. I don't know why he didn't decide to do that. Tatum could have got a better shot on that play, guys. I don't understand why he decided not to. He should have drove to the basket or at least get himself in the mid-range. I didn't understand why he decided to take that shot. Made no sense. Shout out to Sly. Appreciate you. But again, guys, make sure to like the video. Make sure to share this to your social media platforms. Appreciate that. Should get my main man D up in here in just a bit. Hopefully, Game 7 between the Nuggets and the Clips is going to be as intense as that Celtics game. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, D, the Godfather Jefferson, what is going on, my brother?
What's up, my man Lewis? What's good, everybody? Hey, man, let me slide up in here, fade myself in here.
Yo, D, check it out, bro.
Yeah, I see. Now we talking, baby. Let's go. Hey,
right, that's right.
Something else too, I want to let you know right quick. Man, I got to get my screen flawed. You see the edges? See my edges? Your edges cool, bro. But look, check this out, though. I figured it out so that we don't have all of this freaking disturbance. Yeah. I'm just using my other computer that's sitting downstairs in the basement. So right now we live on both channels, no interference. Everybody can hear everything. Boom.
Nice.
We ready, guys. It ain't no more problem. Let's do it.
Nice. I had to get the green screen. I'm trying to figure out how to configure everything, and it was like once I did that, and it was like I was trying to learn how to close it too, because the one I have is a collapsible one. So so I got that one, and I just made sure I updated the camera, got the lighting, and just did that, and just did the little configuration stuff like that, and we're good to go, bro. So
overtime, how about that, man?
Game 1. That's right.
Shout out to man. I was watching the game, waiting. I was like, man, if this go to overtime, we're gonna be a little late, but this is exciting right here.
Yeah, man. And then we got that Clippers game next, so it's going. Man, I can't wait. So this is gonna be lit. This is lit now because now I can do my baseball games with the background now. So like when I get a chance to do those, so it's gonna be on and popping now. This is gonna be
looking
awesome.
Good too, man. It's looking good.
Yeah, man. I'm glad because I'm like, I'd rather be doing it like this, man. Both of us backgrounds, both like that, man, and it's cool. I mean, could show the scoreboard, but it's like, hey, but I mean, it's all right, man. It's all good. Like, can't wait to give you guys the basketball commentary, man. Oh, Jay said your Giants showed heart. Yeah, man. Listen, man, that Pittsburgh defense is no joke, man. Bud Dupree, he was reading the run plays every time they try to give it to Saquon, and Saquon he was just ineffective. And I thought the fact that our offense is at its best when Saquon gets the ball rolling with the run, but because we couldn't establish the run, it was hard to establish the pass too. I mean, Evan Ingram, one of our our best tight end, only had 9 yards on 2 catches, and Daniel targeted him 2nd time. There was some he dropped a key pass in the end zone. But that Steelers defense is and Big Ben looked as good as I've ever seen him after missing over a year with that elbow injury. So I gotta give props to Ben. And Ben said the reason that he came back was because of his teammates. So you know, I know he's had a lot of scandals like off the field, but when it comes to on-field production, he is one of the best QBs to ever play, and he's one of my favorites. So, but again, salute to Big Ben. And like I said, man, that Steelers defense. You're talking about T.J. Watt, Bud Dupree, Minka Fitzpatrick. That is a beast of a defense. So, but right, yeah, we got a lot of work to do. So, you know, hopefully we can get better. We got the Bears next, so that ain't gonna be easy because they got a good defense themselves. We got a tough schedule to start, but it's gonna be growing pains and shit for my Giants. But I'm gonna stick with them, man.
No doubt. I'm not giving up on the Giants, man. You know what I mean? Look, check this out real quick, Louis. Yeah. I got my man IBFP boxing in the building. Unrivaled boxing talking news. Spuddy's in the building. Brian Nicholson, L Dog, Iron Cone. Appreciate y'all coming through. Basketball Live with Louis and D. Let's get it.
You got our faces and you got the green screens. We are Gucci and we are ready to go, fam. Let's get it, guys. Again, make sure to like the video for both Speak Your Mind and for Louis Sports Network. Truly appreciate you guys again. And make sure you guys are sharing it on your social media platforms. Like I said, the best dynamic duo, better than Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller, better than Marv Albert and whoever he ever teams up with. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, is giving you the best tag team coverage when it comes to basketball than Louis and D. You can guarantee you are in for a treat when you listen to us. And now that I got my green screen lit, not only are you going to hear us, but you're damn well going to see us too. That's a fact.
No doubt. I'll be right back. Let me go check that stream to make sure our face is on there. I'll be right back.
Cool. All right, so while D checks on that, checking on the stream, you know, see what you guys are saying in the chat right now, man. Mark says Kawhi better show up. A lot of people got money on the line. Listen, man, if Kawhi does not show up, it's going to look bad. People are going to say he should have stayed in Toronto. That's what they're going to say. He should have stayed in Toronto. Guys, check this out, man. Miami is up by 3. Boston is on the verge of choking. Right now, Miami's on a 7-0 run, even after Boston took a 4-point lead in OT. Kemba kicks it out. Let me see. Who was that shot that? Was that Grant Williams? No. And Jaylen Brown got the tip on the offensive rebound. So it's 113-112 in overtime right now. Again, guys, make sure to hit that like video. Make sure to hit that subscribe. And can we talk about how overrated Jason Trashton is? Well, listen, personally, if he didn't play well in that Game 7 against Toronto, I would have agreed with you. But he stepped up. 29 points and he gave you 12 rebounds. So he was the best player on the floor. Now, Jason Tatum is going to have to take it to another level against the Miami Heat because this isn't even, you could arguably say, just as good of a defensive team as the Toronto Raptors. They don't have a star. They don't have a true superstar, but they don't have really a guy that can take over a game. I mean, Jimmy Butler does it, but it's really more so in spurts. I mean, he does hit big baskets in the fourth quarter, but he kind of gets inconsistent with that. But like I said, Jason Tatum, this is his opportunity because I actually picked the Celtics to win this series. I think it's going to go 7, and I got the Celtics winning. I think the star power of they just have, to me, a little bit more talent. I think Miami is the better three-point shooting team, but I'm saying I think the Celtics are a little more talented than Miami.
Right. Tom said, "What's up, Louis?" He stepped in the building over on the other channel. He's like, "What's up, Dad?"
What's good? Shout out to Jay in the building. Appreciate you, other Jay. Mark, only after we talk about how the overrated Bucks are, that will take time. Oh man, I don't know if you heard D, but I heard that Giannis is they're trying to work in terms of trying to give him an extension, and they're trying to see if they can build around him. I don't know if Milwaukee has the cap to be able to bring in pieces to help build around Giannis. But even if they do that, he still has to evolve, though. I mean, because I just don't think they're gonna go far because. All right, so look like we got an offensive foul they call it a block on Kemba Walker, a Bronx guy. We got a 113-112 Miami lead. So Boston was just up 4 in overtime. Dollar Beer says Nuggets and 9. Shout out to Dollar Beer, man. Oh, this is going 9. Okay. So it's going beyond 7. Gotcha. Okay. It's going beyond 7.
Yeah, man. I picked this series to go to 7. Like right off the back, I felt like this series was gonna go to 7. It's going to be a good series. I'm not even really I'm not concerned with who wins tonight. It's game 1. Whoever does win tonight, give themselves an edge. But either winner tonight, I feel like the team can even up the series, like all along the way. They go one up, then the other one's going to win the next game. I think it's going to be that much of a series. You got 2 good coaches here, so
yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
Yeah, that's a great point, D, because you have 2 of the best coaches in the NBA. 2 coaches that they love to mix and match their lineups, their defensive rotations. You're talking about guys that are not afraid to take chances in Brad Stevens and Eric Spoelstra. So we're going to see a real chess match in this Eastern Conference Finals. And like D said, it can go back and forth. One game looks like Miami. Well, it's a close game. This is anybody's game right now. But it's like he's right. It could go back and forth because the beauty of a series like this is that both teams have the ability to make adjustments after a loss. So that's how they're constructed, and their coaches preach that. So that's why I think that this is going to be a great series because you're going to get competitive basketball, you're going to get nice execution on offense, and then you're going to get that very stout defense from both teams. Because I've said before, both of these teams are in the top 10. These are very stout defensive teams in the top 10 in many categories. Oh, my man,
Kemba Walker just took the lead.
Gave him the lead. And ladies and gentlemen, just for a quick update, the Denver Nuggets have taken an early 4-2 lead on the LA Clippers, man. The game is already underway. We got to see how the Clippers are. If they show any type of tightness, man, this is Kawhi's game. Obviously, Paul George has got to show up, but Kawhi Leonard's got to be the best player on the floor. If he doesn't set the tone, this game is over for the Clippers, and it'll be done early. And I think for the Clippers' sake, they're gonna have to pull away. I don't think in a close game I would trust the Clips. I got the Denver Nuggets in a close game because they've shown to make the better plays down the stretch. And a lot of people in the chat were saying it with me. Brandon was one of them. So now Denver's up 6-2. Yeah, I just got the update right on the score, man.
Hey, I know something a lot of y'all didn't say in the chat, but your man D. Jefferson did. I told my man Lewis, I said, hey, Lewis, watch out for Denver Nuggets Miami's finals. And it just could be last season.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that? Last season, dark horse team, Denver Nuggets, dark horse team, Miami. I think we both had Miami as the dark horse team. Lewis said it as well. But Denver Nuggets, Miami, I said dark horse team. Boy, I should have bet that. I should have bet a Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat. It would have been a lot of money because I know the odds against that would have been crazy. Everybody was expecting LA or LA at the Bucks. You know what I mean?
But you know what's so crazy, V, though? The thing is that it was such a weird season because remember when we both predicted that the Nuggets were going to be a dark horse team, and then the way they played in the season, we kept saying to ourselves, I don't know if Denver's really going to go that far. Then the pandemic happens. Then everybody's in the bubble. The Nuggets look kind of shaky. The playoffs come. They down 3-1 without their best without Will Barton. Jamal Murray did some time. Gary Harris didn't come back until the late first round. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden now they're on the verge of going to the Western Conference Finals. They got an opportunity. So
they still got to get past the Lakers, which ain't gonna be an easy task, you know. But it would be crazy because that's just 2 teams we wouldn't expect to see. I mean, we're already getting 1 team on the East. I think most people expected the Bucks, but if the Lakers go down, the Clippers go down tonight, and Nuggets beat the Lakers, that's just 2 unexpected teams in this final. You know what I mean? Very unexpected. I thought that the Denver Nuggets during the season was, I won't lie, in trouble when they started having injury issue with Barton and Murray. But, you know, I did say, too, if they can make it past these Clippers, it's going to be a battle for the Lakers because Will Barton will be back in that series. And I do believe if Will Barton was back in this series, they might have beaten the Clippers a little more convincingly. Because Will Barton, guys, that's a 2-way player. This guy's not just one of those pieces, well, they need this guy. No, he's a two-way player. He's exceptionally good on defense, and he can put up 25 points. He can give you that. So it's going to be a big piece, depending on how he gets, back into the groove of things. But that is a big addition to bring back into the team because he's one of their three best guys with Martin Joker and Jamal Murray. And getting that piece back will be huge for them, especially where their bench is playing. Porter Jr. is playing good. Grant is playing good. Craig is playing awesome defense. So it's going to be real, real interesting if they can take care of this game, clean up the Clippers tonight.
The way I'm looking at this game, now the Clippers are taking a 9-6 lead, so they just went up by 3. The way I see it is, how Denver's been trailing the past 2 games, and then they've come back, and then the Clippers have looked vulnerable. I could probably see the other way around because, again, this is the NBA. Anything can happen. I could even see the Nuggets take a double-digit lead early in this game, maybe at some point. And then the Clippers are going to have no choice but to come back because of what the history shows itself. So that could even happen too. I mean, we're going to have to wait because it's funny. Oh, man, what a block by Bam Adebayo, man. And, man, the Boston Celtics, man. Wow, that's crazy.
That block won the game. That block, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that block won the game.
Oh, yeah.
Hands, though. They need to hit these free throws. They hit these 2 free throws, it's over with. But what a block. What a block. But I will say this, too. I love the way Tatum went to take it hard, bro. He didn't go up and go soft. He went to take it to the rack.
Yep, and a lot of people in the chat were saying that they felt Jason Tatum should have did that at the end of the game instead of taking that step back 3, which I can understand too, or at least get to a spot if you have enough time to pull up for a shot instead of taking it all away because the defense. Oh wow, Bam missed the free throw.
Bam missed the free throw. That's huge. Can we get a double overtime? No, I don't want that really.
Yeah, no, we missing our commentary right now. Wow.
Maybe I'll hold it down. He needed that shot.
I know.
Gotta drain this to force the 3-pointer.
All right. Oh, they are the timeout.
Oh, they are there.
Oh, what a pass. Oh, Tatum caught it. Oh, he got fouled. Nope. And he shoots it. Oh, he just missed it. And the Miami Heat, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Win game 1 in overtime. 117-114. Boston chokes a late lead in the 4th quarter, and the Miami Heat win this game in overtime in game 1. But like Deez mentioned, it is game 1. So game 2 is going to say a lot, about how this series is going to go. So game 2, I believe game 2 is going to be on Thursday. So this is going to be something, man. I can't wait to put my green screen for that East Celtics, man.
Tatum would have hit that shot, bro. Because he actually got the ball off the time. Yeah. All you guys is not watching. It was a full court pass by Marcus Smart to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum caught the ball. He fell on the ground with 2.5 seconds left. All this happened. He falls on the ground. He gets back up and he actually gets the shot off and it rims out. He nearly hit that shot. That would have been crazy, man.
I know. That would have been a heck of a time. All right, Malika, I know you got to get the interview, but it's like, let's go. Me and D got a game to do right now.
Well, man, they need to just go and switch to the next game and all that nonsense. Chopstick in the building. What's good with your chopstick? Appreciate you coming through, fam.
All right, man. Here we go, guys. Clippers, Nuggets, game 7, baby. Let's see what's going on right now. So they're interviewing Jimmy Butler on the win. Again, guys, make sure to like the video for both channels as you guys come in. Getting ready, man, for this bubble. Y'all finally see us, man. Dynamic duo. Got the backgrounds going. About to do this commentary right now. Okay, let's see. Are they going to go to commercial or are they going to switch to that game?
And you switch right over. It should have been over there.
And again, salute to D on that call for this, man. Bam Adebayo saved the game for the Miami Heat with that huge block at the end of the game. Huge block. That was a corner block. That's the kind of play that doesn't show on the stat sheet. Well, it'll go into the stat as a block, but by basically, all right, here we go. All right, guys, 6:38 remaining in the first quarter. 11-8 is the score on the Clippers up by 3. Okay, we got our announcers, but they ain't better than us, so forget them. Nobody know them.
Mark Jackson, Def Van Gundy, step aside.
Oh, yeah. Yo, shout out to my main man, Rio Martinez, man. That's my brother right there, man. Brother from another mother. Appreciate you, bro. I love this series already, and he's talking about the Heat and the Celtics. Oh, absolutely. Like I said, man, we said this is going 7. I hope you're loving the green screen, bro. Put a lot of work into this one, but appreciate you being here, my man Rio. It's my man Rio right there. Much love.
What's up with the what's up with this? Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
What's up with YouTube and have you ever tried to watch your videos from a phone or from a video from a phone or a tablet? They got this blinking thing that goes
Yeah, I've seen it.
From the computer, like a laptop or desktop, you're good. But when you try from a mobile device, it's this blinking thing that goes on.
That's happened to me when I've been watching videos.
Yeah. It's happening on everyone's channel. It's kind of disruptive, to tell you the truth. But yeah, that block was crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, so we're into the next game. You wanna go at it first, Lewis?
Nah, man, my pleasure, man. Appreciate that. All right, so Landry Shaman's got the basketball. All right, gives it to Zubac, who then gives it to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard dribbles, gets inside, kicks it out to Paul George, corner 3-pointer. He misses. Paul George is like he's off to a slow start already. The rumblings are coming from George Paul. Here is Jeremy Grant. Gives it to Gary Harris, and then gives it to Nikola Jokic, and then gives the ball to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray crosses over, and looks like we got a foul on Paul George. Now, we're going to see how these referees referee this Game 7. Are they going to let them play, or is one team going to get the favorable calls? We will wait and see.
Did you see that shot that Jamal Murray just tossed up?
Yeah.
Right, so if that's indicative of how he's going to play, I might be in trouble for the Clippers. Because he just tossed the ball up and it went in. So if he's feeling like that, that could be trouble.
Oh, yeah. Rio wants to know what are the predictions going into this game. That the Denver Nuggets are going to come out with a fast start. As Jamal Murray ties the game at 11 with a 3-pointer. So we are tied at 11. Take it away, D.
All right, Landry Shaman with the ball. Got Jamal Murray on the defense. Kicks the ball over to Marquise Morris. Morris dribbles down inside. Pulls up for the jumper. And drills the 2-pointer 13-11. Here comes the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray with the ball. Dribbles around the Joker screen. Kicks the ball over to Paul Millsap. Back outside the Joker. In the corner to Torrey Craig for 3. And Craig can't hit. Marquise Morris comes down with the rebound. 2-point lead by the Clippers. Here comes Paul George. Paul George gets tied up at the top of the key. Gets the ball over to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi goes down inside. Kicks the ball outside to Morris for 3. Morris rims out. Paul Millsap comes down with the rebound. Paul Millsap out. Paul George with the good defense. Back over to Jokic. Jokic gets the ball to Harris. Harris dribbles down inside. Joker pulls the foul from Zubac. So Joker will go to the line for 2. And, Joker's been abusing Zubac basically this whole series. Zubac just can't deal with the Joker. That was a silly foul right there, to tell you the truth. Sometimes guys get overzealous on the defense when they're playing against a player that they have a tough time defending. You see them build up those fouls. They just don't know how to defend these guys. So Joker's been punishing Zubac.
Yep.
And Joker drains both free throws. Take it away, Louis.
All right, guys. Game tied at 13. So Landry Shaman brings the ball slowly. Comes off to the right side of the court. Being guarded by Torrey Craig. Gets a switch from Paul Millsap. Looking, gives the ball to Marcus Morris Sr. The Clippers going to move the ball. They're going to go one-on-one. All right, so Marcus Morris trying to post up. Tried to fight. Oh, beautiful footwork. And just shot it too strong. And Paul George Oh, they called an offensive interference on Paul George. So no basket. The basket will not count. The basket will not count.
Oh, that's a bad call. That ball was way outside of the cylinder.
All right, and Jokic takes it to the rack, and Denver retakes the lead at 15-13. Take it away, D.
Wow, I think that was a horrible call, but here comes Clippers. 50-point lead. Kawhi Leonard stuck down low. It's the foul. No shot. Oh, it's going to be a balling foul. And that's the second foul on Nikola Jokic. So let's see if they take him out. No, that ball was outside of the cylinder, man.
Yeah, no, that's a bad call. But anyway, the Nuggets get a break, and they have a 2-point lead. So right now we are at a timeout, ladies and gentlemen. Again, make sure you guys like the video as you guys come in. So that was just a bad call. It should be a tie game, but let's see what happens after that.
And so, what's up, Troll Network? My man G Boogie in the building. Me and Lewis appreciate you guys coming through.
Appreciate it, bro.
Man, I'm glad I figured that out. I'm also glad I got a ton of computers in this house.
Yeah, right.
I'm running on 3 computers now. I got my one downstairs, and then I got the one that I watch the game on, and the one that I'm kicking it with you on. So,
right.
But it works. It works with no interference, no echoes. You're ready to go, guys.
And that's awesome. That's what I'm happy about that. So that way you'll be able to hear both of us without any echoes, no interferences, no interruptions, and we good to go, guys. So that's why I always said, man, we appreciate that basketball with Lewis and D. You already know.
So everybody, make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe to both channels. We're going to get through this finals basketball live with Lewis and D. We're going to make sure we get y'all through this finals for all of my people out there on Speak Your Mind Sports Talk who'll be on the road, the drivers. We got you guys. Play-by-play commentary. Nobody do it better than my man Lewis. You know what I mean? Got his partner right here, D. Jeff. Best duo on YouTube, baby.
That's right. Shout out to G Money. He says the Heat overcome a 14-point deficit to steal game 1, and Butler and Bam ripped the heart out of the Celtics. Especially Bam. That huge block he had on Jason Tatum in overtime, man. That just shows you, man. It's about making the executing when it counts. That's what Miami did, and they got back in this game. So Boston is gonna have to realize that they can't sleep on this Miami Heat team. Because Miami, they can, if they let them, they will take advantage of Boston mistakes. So Boston's gonna have to be a little bit smarter though coming up in that next game in game 2. But it was a great game though. Great game.
I'm gonna make a bold statement here. A bold statement. Because it really doesn't. A 10-point lead doesn't mean anything. We know that in this series. I mean, in today's game. But I'm gonna say the first team that takes a 10-point lead in this game wins. I'll make that call right now in the first quarter, 4:22. No comebacks, no excitement. The first team to take a 10-point lead in this game, I think they win.
Okay. Well, the way I see it is I'm going to make a bold prediction myself. Whoever gets a double-digit lead is going to blow that lead, and that team will come back, and they will win probably by double digits.
Oh, sweet. I like that.
I think that's what's going to happen.
I like that. So we got 2 different predictions here. One from your man, DJ, the other from my partner, Lewis Sports Network. So let's see how this goes. Kawhi Leonard drives down that side, kicks the ball outside of the Shaman over to Morris. Morris for 3, can't hit. Fighting down low for the ball, and Murray comes up with it. Here comes Jamal Murray. Gets it over to Craig. Craig, back over to Jokic. Hands it off to Murray. Murray steps back behind the line. Has Montrezl Harrell on the defense and a kick ball by Kawhi Leonard. So they'll reset the shot clock to 14, and it's still the Clippers' ball. It's showing that amazing block. That's got to be the #1 play in the top 10. It has to be. That block won the game. All right, Torrey Craig gets the ball inside to Murray. Murray out on the wing, got Kawhi on the defense. Jamal Murray gets it over to Jokic. Jokic goes right around Paul George, turn around over the top of Morris and drains it. Jokic stealing it, and they're up to a 4-point lead, 17-13. Here comes Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi out on the wing, and he gets it over the top to Harold. Harold across court, Shamit. Up top, Paul George. Paul George dribbles down inside, gives it to Harold. Harold loses the ball, and Jamal Murray picks it up. Good defense by the Nuggets. Here comes Jamal Murray.
Oh.
And Murray on the wing shoots the three. Shamit goes down, and he can barely walk. So I'm surprised they're not calling a timeout. That he can barely move. And he passes it to Shamit for the three, and Shamit drains the three on one leg, hobbling down the court. Wow, Landry Shamit, guys, he's literally hobbling, and he hit that three.
That's crazy.
So Shamit fouls Gary Harris intentionally to get out of the game. Now, I want to say something here. Oh, he twisted his ankle. But I want to speak on this, guys. This is the type of stuff where if somebody gives Doc Rivers heat, that's bad coaching. You see your player hobbling down the court like that. Why the hell didn't he call a timeout? The dude could barely walk.
That's what I'm saying.
That's terrible coaching. Anyway, here, Gary Harris shoots back for three. Steps back for three, can't hit. Morris picks it up. Here comes Lou Wills checked into the game for Shamit. Lou Wills kicks it over to, who was that, Paul George, I'm sorry. Paul George to Kawhi. Kawhi misses the jumper from the side. Here comes Nikola Jokic, gets it in. And Torrey Craig for the nice layup. Nice pass by Jokic. And Lou Williams already back down court. Lou Williams gets it inside to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell goes hard at Nikola Jokic and drives in for the layup. Take it away, Lewis.
All right, man. 19-18 is the score. Here comes Nikola Jokic, man, being guarded by Montrezl Harrell. As Shamit goes to the locker room, being guarded in the post. Oh, he tried to dribble handoff to Monte, but couldn't handle the ball. And decides to go to the three-point line, and he knocks down the three. Three-pointer for Monte Morris. 22-18 is the score. Nuggets with a 4-point lead. Here comes Lou Will. Crosses over, passes it to Harold. Harold goes into the paint, and he draws the foul. So it looks like Harold's being much more aggressive in Game 7. Took a little bit too long. But here's another reason why Doc Rivers has done bad coaching. You see that Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell hasn't not given you anything in this series. They got other guys on that bench that can play. Patrick Patterson, he has not played jack. Put in Joakim Noah as well. Why did you sign him if you're not going to play him? I know you shorten your rotations in the playoffs, but if you see something not working, you have to try something a little bit different. I mean, you know those guys are going to stay ready, and Noah has been working himself into shape, so I don't get why they don't try to play it. You see he's been too reliant on those guys. And the thing is also, you can see those guys are distracted because Montrezl, his grandmother passed away. So I know he's had to work himself into shape with an injury. And then Lou Will with that scandal with the whole lemon pepper situation, and then the strip club getting a lap dance. So all that, like, you could tell their minds are not right. You should have put them on the bench to send a message, but that's just bad coaching by Doc Rivers. And if they don't come through in this Game 7, if he's going to play in these minutes, look at her. Montrezl is playing nearly 30 minutes. Well, actually, no, he's playing only 20 minutes, but still not producing them.
Facts. Josiah Henry, what's good with you, fam? Appreciate you coming through. Josiah says, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Adebayo. Hell yeah, Josiah. What a block by Adebayo. All right, guys. We got Monte Morris with the ball. Paul George defending. Joker with the ball on Montrezl Harrell. Double team. Cross-court pass to Michael Porter Jr. He dribbles down the side. After Joker in the corner. Joker up top to Craig. Good ball movement. And Jamal Murray with the shot, and he just missed. But Joker with the offensive rebound and puts it back in. 24-19. 5-point lead by the Nuggets. Patrick Beverly in the game. He'll control the ball. Monte Morris on the defense. Beverly out on the wing. Gets the ball to Paul George for the three. And Paul George arraigns it. Nothing but net. 22-24. 2-point game. Under a minute left in this first quarter. Jamal Murray at the top of the key. Patrick Beverly on the defense. Jamal gets the switch. Has Lou Will on him. Kicks it in the corner to Porter Jr. and Michael Porter Jr. was standing on the out-of-bound line when he caught the ball. So that's going to be a turnover on the Denver Nuggets. And I just heard the announcer say that 6 turnovers already for the Denver Nuggets. That's not good. Here comes Patrick Beverly. Kicks it to Paul George, back over to Beverly. Beverly gets it to Harold. Nice ball movement by the Clippers, and George can't hit the 3. Michael Porter Jr. comes down with the rebound. 30 seconds left on the clock. Take it away, Lewis.
Michael Porter Jr. with the ball, 24-22 to score. Passes it off to Jamal Murray. Jamal tries to get a screen from Jokic, but no, it goes behind the back on Patrick Beverly. Patrick is hounding him. Can't find anybody. Oh, terrible passing. That's turnover number 7 for the Nuggets. What they're fortunate about with Denver so far is that the Clippers have not taken advantage of their turnovers, because if they have been, they'd be down by double digits already. So fortunately, they lead by 2. But 7 turnovers, that's too many to start this game. So I think the Nuggets, even though they're playing okay, I think they're still a little bit tense and making their passes a little bit too strong. So they got to just try to make sure to take that. Here comes Lou Will. Drives to the basket, and big, nice floater by Lou Will to tie the game at 24. Here comes Jamal Murray. Decides to shoot it late in the shot clock. And, just breaks the front of the rim at the buzzer. So
what a shot. He almost hit that shot. I want to thank you, my man, G Boogie. He said this donation for the dynamic duo of basketball, D the Godfather Jefferson and Chappie Don Luigi. Hey, bro, we really appreciate you for that, G Boogie.
All right, man. Salute to you, bro. And so, guys, we're tied at 24 at the end of 1 in the first quarter. Question becomes, is Landry Shamet going to be able to play in this game? We got to see how what the report is on his ankle. Then on top of that, I'm wondering if Doc is going to play some. And Brandon made a good point. Why isn't Doc playing a Rodney McGruder or Reggie Jackson? Some of these guys that should have been playing. Patrick Patterson can knock down shots, especially from the corner 3, from the 3-point line. So I don't know why they don't have it. Also, I think the Nuggets have moved the ball better than the Clippers have. The Clippers are going too much one-on-one, and they're relying too much on Kawhi Leonard. They need to move the basketball to get good shots. It's going to space the floor if they move the ball. If they don't move the ball, you're bailing out the defense, having them go one-on-one. Because then when you double, the pass is not as crisp, and that gives them the opportunity to force a turnover.
You know, Lewis, I hear a lot of fans like, really, that was good with you, my brother. Appreciate you saying just stopping by to show some support. I appreciate you, Jimmy Mack. But Lewis, I wanted to say this. You know, a lot of fans, myself included, I think you have given some of these players heat, James Harden, Westbrook, for choking when they, they need to step up, choking in these important games. But I think sometimes, I don't know if fans apply that to coaches choking. So we have an issue here where Doc Rivers is a choke-up artist as a coach. I mean, guys, this would be the second time in his career that he allowed the team to come back from 3-1. We got to think about that. And we're quick to say that the player choked, but what about the coach?
Actually, I got to correct you on that. This will actually be the 3rd time that he's blown a 3-1. Because the other time that he did it was when he was with Orlando and he had T-Mac, and they had a 3-1 lead on the Detroit Pistons. So there's that one. Because I remember, because T-Mac after Game 4 said he finally knows he's finally getting a chance to play in the second round. He said that so prematurely. He played poorly the next 3 games, and Detroit moved on. And that was with Doc as coach. And Detroit was the better team, but you got to find a way to get it done if you go up 3-1. Then you got 2015 on that talented Clippers team, and that team was way more talented than that Orlando Magic team, and they blew a 3-1 lead in where James Harden didn't even determine the outcome in that Game 6. The bench was the reason that the Clippers lost. James Harden sat most of the 4th quarter, and they blew that series. And now you got a talented Clippers team because remember, he got the credit for coaching a team that had no All-Stars to 48 wins, and everybody said it was his finest coaching job. But now you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. You got this deep team. Everybody has hyped you up all season as you guys are going to win the championship. You're going to be in the finals. To get all this hype, even if given the circumstances, you lose a 3-1 lead to a Nuggets team. That I know what we thought about them before the season started. We saw what happened, and then for them to be in this position, it's kind of like, yo, Doc Rivers is gonna get fired. I'm telling you, man.
One of the most volatile positions in the league. So Lou Williams putting the moves on, gets it down inside to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell gets the foul over Mason Plumlee and the score. So Montrezl Harrell will go to the line to shoot too. And I like the way Montrezl Harrell is playing right now. He's playing to win. He's taking it hard to the rack. If he keeps this up, that's a good sign for the Clippers because they're going to need him to show up in this game 7. So Montrezl Harrell at the line, see if he can convert on this 3-point play. 2-point lead, 24-26. And Montrezl Harrell, he's free throw. So here comes Monte Morris. Morris bringing the ball down, gives it to Jamal Murray. Murray puts the move on Beverly. The defense by Beverly over to Craig, back to Murray. Murray grabs on Beverly, looks for the jumper. Plumlee takes it right to the rack and looked like he wanted to try to dunk that. Now, one thing about Mason Plumlee, he has always taken that ball hard to the rack. He's known for that. Mason Plumlee is not afraid of contact, so he'll go to the line for 2. And I think that was a great fake pass that moved to the line for Mason Plumlee. I don't think he would have ever made that, but he damn sure was going up like he wanted to.
Yeah. Oh man, Mason Plumlee kind of faulted that shot right there on that free throw. He kind of like pushed it.
LeBron James. Remember when LeBron used to lean into that?
Yeah. But that was a good call by the ref on that foul on Harrell. He did get off ball, but that left arm was pretty much right on his body that whole time. So that was a good call by the referee. It's those little things that we, sometimes you don't pick up because you're focused on the ball, but it's got to look at those parts of the body. And Montrezl draws another foul. And I told you guys, remember, let's see. And what I'm noticing right now is Denver's having a hard time with the pick and roll with Lou Will and Montrezl because this was their bread and butter last year. And then obviously this year when they were healthy, it's a very lethal combination because both guys actually, they make the decisions pretty quick when they come off that pick and roll. So defense has got to react. So, but give Montrezl credit. He's been aggressive. He's not sitting back. He's not waiting for things to happen. He's reacting. And that's how Montrezl plays. He's a reactor. He's not a thinker. So once you force him to think is when he gets indecisive. He's a reactor. So he's got to play reactively. That's how he plays.
And Mike Malone needs to talk to his guys. When you got a guy that's crashing those boards like that, he's aggressive sometimes. Step in front of him, pull a charge. Because he's going right at the rack every time. So some of these guys might want to think about starting to pull a charge, try to get that charge on Montrezl Harrell because of that high intensity, drive that he has going to the basket. That's just an idea. I don't know. Maybe Malone will talk to those guys about that. Go ahead, Lewis.
No doubt, man. So 28-25 is the score. Here comes Monte Morris with the basketball. Gives it to Mason Plumlee. Mason Plumlee looking. Gives it to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray comes off the pick. He waits. Shoots the ball over Kawhi Leonard, but misses the shot. Rebound, JaMychal Green. Here comes Pat Bev, gives it to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard spins it, stops, gives it to Pat Bev. They swing the ball with Lou, face it, gets to the middle, almost loses the handle, shoots a jump shot, and nice decision by Lou Will getting a great shot right there. He scores. Timeout. Denver Nuggets, 10:51 remaining in this first half. The Clippers are up by 5, 30-25. Now, I got to give Lou Will and Montrezl credit. They're making better decisions right now in this quarter than they really have all series. And they're kind of playing the way that they usually play. And if they can play like that, that does not spell good news for the Denver Nuggets. And at some point, Mike Malone's going to have to get Jokic back in the game because I feel like they play with much better flow when he's in that game. Because when he's not, sometimes they kind of the ball kind of sticks when he's not on the floor.
All right, and the game started when Lewis and I was talking about Doc Rivers. I wanted to make one more point about that guy and some of the problems, like guys coaching, rotation. Just because you have these high-level players, these these marquee players, if you can't figure out how to get those rotations right, that could cause an issue. I'm not trying to pick Doc Rivers apart, but look, there's something that's not right. There's something that he's not doing right. I mean, this is a team, in my opinion, that should have been playing better than they've played all seasons. If you think about the lineup they've had, You know, so again, I just think that you have to look at coaching when it gets, especially come down to a game 7. That means that it's a battle of the teams of attrition, but it's also a battle of coaches as well.
Absolutely. And people were asking, like, I think MTG was asking, who do you think is going to be the X factor in this series? The easy thing will be Paul George, just because of the star factor, and you know, his life is on, his career is on kind of on the line in terms of, can he get to the conference finals with a more talented team that he's the most talented team that he's ever played on. I'm actually going to say Patrick Beverly, because their defense has been terrible this entire series in their losses, and he's been in foul trouble in most of these games. So he has to be able to defend when they need him without getting into foul trouble. And obviously, we could say Kawhi Leonard all we want. I mean, yeah, he's obviously got to step up, because, again, all the media hype that he's gotten, same thing with Paul George, they obviously got to step up. But my X factor is Pat Bev. If he can stay on that floor and be the disruptor that he was to Jamal Murray in the beginning of this series, the Clippers can win, because then now Jokic has to do a lot more. And you want Murray scoring to complement Nikola Jokic, you know, and Murray hasn't been great this series, but down the stretch of the last 2 games, Murray's been cooking. So that's why Pat Bev needs to be there at the end of the game to offset him, so that Jokic has more responsibility, and it's going to be tougher if he has to be the one carrying the offense.
And I think on the Denver Nuggets side, the wild card would be Gary Harris.
Yeah.
If Gary Harris steps up for the Denver Nuggets, that pulls pressure away from Jamal Murray and Jokic, because they're double teaming these guys every time. So to pull some attention off of one of those guys, I think Gary Harris needs to step up and do his thing. I think he's the wild card factor for the Denver Nuggets. So I don't want to drag on too long, guys, because we're back to the game. Take it away, Lewis.
All right, man. So here's Jamal Murray passes the ball inside to Mason Plumlee. Open. He finds an open Michael Porter Jr. for 3. His shot has looked good, but he misses the shot. Torrey Craig gets the offensive rebound. We got the motorcycle in the background, but the show must go on. So Jamal Murray gives it to Mason Plumlee. Plumlee then gives it right back to Monte Morris. Oh, Kawhi Leonard for a second left him open, but nice spin off of Torrey Craig off of Lou Will. No D Lou Will. 30-27 is the score. So here comes Lou Will coming back down right side of the court. Dribbles left, gives the ball to Patrick Beverly. He swings it to Kawhi Leonard wide open for 3, and he drains it. Poor rotation by Torrey Craig. Left him wide open. Scores 33-27. Take it away, D.
All right. 6-point lead. Here comes Monte Morris. 10 minutes left in this half. Monte Morris at the top of the key. Dribbles around Kawhi Leonard. Steps back. Free throw shot. Can't hit it. Harold comes down with the rebound. Here comes Patrick Beverly. Gives the ball to Kawhi. Kawhi goes down inside, passes it in the corner to Lou Williams. Back over to Kawhi. Kawhi dribbles down inside again and kicks it out. And JaMychal Green drains the 3-pointer. So the Clippers starting to feel it, a 9-point lead. The Nuggets better score here, guys. I said, I think the first team that gets 10-point wins. So let's see what happens. There's Jamal Murray. Murray steps back for the jumper, and Murray puts it through the bottom of the net. 29-26, 7-point lead. Inside to Montrezl Harrell. Nice pass. And Montrezl Harrell is doing it all. 38-29. It's a 9-point lead. And Mike Malone wants to talk about it. Timeout. Denver Nuggets.
This is not a good sign for the Denver Nuggets, man. If they are allowing that, they're getting beat by that pick and roll right now with Harrell. And the key thing is, both Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell are being aggressive once they come off that. The Nuggets are going to have to find a way to. They're going to have to wait. They're going to find a way. They have to find a way on that pick and roll, on their pick and roll coverages, because it's not looking good. Because right now they're getting whatever they want inside, so they're going to have to make the Clippers beat them from the perimeter. Because if you let the Clippers get into a rhythm, this night is going to end pretty early. So, and Mike Malone's already called 2 timeouts in this second quarter. So, I think if the Clippers could play that way, like I said, the Nuggets are going to be in for a long night. So they got to make some adjustments.
Lewis, let me ask you something. What do you think? Okay, so we know that Lou Will, we know he does what he does, but since Shamit went down, they're not going to be able to play him for so long. I mean, he's the hot guy right now. He's the one, he and Montrezl Harrell, but what happens when they have to give these guys a rest, because Kawhi's starting to do his thing, but we haven't seen much from, these other guys. I'm not sure if they're feeling it. So if Lou Williams and Montrezl comes off the floor, what do we have? Zubac is maybe getting abused by the Joker, so could be one of those flip-flop games like my man Lewis called, He looking good with those two guys on the floor. One of them go sit down and to see the game turn around.
Well, I mean, this is game 7. Usually, sometimes even in games like this, when games are tight, especially when teams are evenly matched through 6 games, you know the story, D. In these kind of games, you find that unsung hero. So my thing is, Doc Rivers has a couple of guys that could be unsung heroes. It just depends on who he goes to coming off the bench. Now, with Reggie Jackson, he's not a good defender. We know that. And he has not been in a big game in a long time. Jay pointed that out in the chat, which is true. So that is a problem. Like I said, that's why I said that Patrick Beverley is going to be key defensively, at least at the point guard position, because Lou Will and Reggie Jackson, they're your scoring point guards. Patrick Beverley is your defensive point guard, and he's a knockdown 3-point shooter from the corners. So that's why I said that in terms of the guard matchup with Jamal Murray, it's going to be Patrick Beverley. It's just Doc is going to have to find a way to rest him, especially what, like Dee said, Landry Shamet, we don't know what the status is going to be on his ankle, and he's another 3-point shooter that they're going to possibly need. And he's not kind of the best defender. And I know the Clippers do it collectively because the strength of their defense is really it's supposed to be their wings and the point guard. But we're going to see what happens, man. But I think Doc is going to have to look for that unsung hero coming off that bench. I think if there's some guys that are going to have to rest, maybe like a Patrick Patterson or Rodney Magruder. You don't know. He's got some guys he could put in there.
Yeah, agreed.
Same thing for the Denver Nuggets as well, because they're just as deep, talented basketball team.
Take over for them, the unsung hero. It could be Jeremy Grant. I mean, they have some guys too.
All right, take it away, D.
All right, Murray pulls up for the 3, and Murray is not feeling it. Okay, here we go. Here comes the Clippers. Can they take that double-digit lead? Kawhi, guys down inside, steps back for the double. Can't hit right off the front of the rim. Jeremy Grant with the rebound gets it to the Joker. Joker calls for the screen. Gives the ball to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray dribbles around the Joker screen. Stomps. Gets it inside to Nikola Jokic. And Jokic gets the ball smacked away by DeMichael Green. Montrezl Harrell picks it up. Williams shoots the screen, and Williams can't hit. So nobody wants to go up double digits. Here comes Jeremy Grant. Double team. Jeremy Grant cross foot to Murray for 3, and Murray drains it. So it's a 6-point lead, guys, back down to 6. I don't think neither of these teams want Lewis or me to be right. Here comes Michael Green, gets it into Harrell, and Harrell fouled again. So Harrell is super aggressive. He's going to the line. He's scoring points. And look for Harrell, man. If Harrell keeps playing like this looks really good for the Los Angeles Clippers, man.
Yo, Kawhi Leonard needs to do a better job, because that was terrible defense on his part, not noticing Jamal Murray on the other end of the floor like that and let him get that open 3-pointer. So Kawhi Leonard, man, shame on you. You got to do a better job of seeing the floor on defense. I know good offense could be good defense anytime, man, but that was just poor effort on Kawhi's part. When you're considered the best player, even with your knee injury, I'm sorry. You cannot just give up on a play like that. That's just not good at all. Not good. But this is not also good. Montrezl Harrell was drawing a lot of fouls in this second quarter, so that's not a good thing for the Clippers. For the Nuggets. But he misses another free throw, guys. Another free throw. Those can come back and bite the Clippers. All right, so Torrey Craig has got it. Jokic back in the game. Jokic with the pump fake. gives it to Jamal Murray, comes off the pick. Jamal Murray hesitates, puts it up, and he puts it in with a nice little push shot in there, and it's a 5-point game. And Michael Porter Jr. with a big mistake drawing another foul. There was no need to foul by Michael Porter Jr. That was a big mistake on his part. Oh, wow. So they're showing 2 all-time greats in Kiki Vandeweghe and Alex English. Those guys don't get talked about enough, but it's because those guys are offensive players. But I remember that Nuggets, their running gun style, man, those guys put up some big numbers back in their day. Great scores. Great scores. Alex English is arguing. Oh, that is actually Alex English. Okay. Didn't recognize. Oh, wow. He's an 8-time All-Star. Great score. Underrated when it came to scoring the basketball. Very underrated was Alex English. All right, Zubac gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard crosses, pump fakes, kicks it out. I don't like the way Kawhi Leonard's playing offense. Patrick Beverly shoots the 3, but it was way too short. Rebound is to Nikola Jokic. Jokic just got Zubac on him. He should just eat him, face it, and he draws a foul on Zubac. And we know Zubac has a tendency to get into foul trouble, so that was smart by the Joker to draw the foul on Zubac. That was very smart. All right, man, my 2 favorite numbers, man, 7-11. We got 7-11 remaining in this first half. 39-34 is the score. Marcus Morris comes back in. Who is he subbing out? Oh, he's subbing in for Zubac. D, would you agree? Got to give credit to Montrezl Harrell, man. He came in and played some big minutes in that second quarter.
Right, and I want to see how the Clippers play without him now. So Paul Millsap with the ball gets it to Gary Harris over to Jokic. Jokic working on JaMychal Green. Immediately double team. And Jokic loses the ball. That was a lot of contact, but no call. And Paul George comes down inside and scores. So it's back up to a 7-point game, 41-34. And that was just a missed call by the refs. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray gets it over to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant working on Kawhi Leonard. Jeremy thought about the shot. And Gary Harris dribbles the ball out of bounds. So another turnover by the Nuggets. I think they're up to about 8 now, which they don't have a handle on that.
Yeah, I think they're at 9 turnovers now.
9, wow. Way too many turnovers with 6 minutes left in this half. Patrick Beverly gets the ball to JaMychal Green, passes it over to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi trapped right down inside in the dunk, and Paul Millsap fell asleep right there. So Clippers back up to a 9-point lead. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray out on the wing. Dribbles around the Joker string, goes right down inside with the floater, and Jamal Murray is feeling that floater. Maybe he should leave that 3-pointer alone. 36-43, take it away, Lewis.
All right, so just under 6 in the first half. Paul George brings it up to the left side, being guarded by Jeremy Grant, comes back, goes to the middle, splits the defense, puts it up, and nice layup by Paul George, plus the foul. Nice play by Paul George. Very, very smart play by Paul George. Saw the middle of the floor open, did not settle for a 3, split the defense, gets the contact, gets the layup, and won. Nice play by Paul George. And draws a foul on Millsap. And I believe the Nuggets are in the penalty already, and there's 5:49 remaining. But the Clippers have got to hit free throws because they've missed 5 already. Another missed free throw. Oh, this is going to bite them at the end of the game. All right, man. So Nikola Jokic with the basketball gives the ball to Jamal Murray. All right, Jamal Murray, and looks like we got a foul on Marcus Morris. The Clippers have missed 5 free throws, ladies and gentlemen. 5. They continue to miss at this rate, and the game is close. Those are gonna go. We always say this, D, that when you don't hit your free throws early in a close game, they come back to haunt you.
Exactly.
All right, man. So Jamal Murray with the ball decides to take a step back 3. Oh, but it rattles in and out. Paul Millsap tried to get the rebound, and we got another loose ball foul. I think this one's gonna be on Paul George, or is it on Kawhi Leonard? Sometimes when the camera always focuses, but depends on who's talking. But
I think that was on Paul George.
Okay, so good news, guys. You can see Landry Shamet is back right there in the back.
Yep, they took him back there and shot him up with some powerful stuff. And Paul Millsap lose the ball down inside, and it's a jump ball. Like it's going to be Paul Millsap and JaMychal Green for the jump ball.
Come on.